So you have to do that, and you have to have the attitude.
Do anything hard, it takes time and perseverance, like we talked about. And you can get that, you can either get it from your attitude or you can get it from your network or your relationships.
Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. This famous quote is especially true for high-performing leaders. Your attitude can be the deciding factor between struggle and success. So learning to master it is non-negotiable. In a world of constant change and pressure, the right attitude gives you a competitive edge. This isn't feel-good stuff. It's backed by research and real-world results. In today's video, we'll cover 5 crucial attitude shifts you can learn to conquer your mind. Let's dive in. Shift number 1, embrace a growth mindset, a never stop learning attitude. As a leader rising in the executive ranks or growing your business, adapt or die is real. The moment you think you know it all, you stop growing. And in business, if you're not growing, you're falling behind. High achievers see challenges as opportunities to get better, not threats to their ego. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck found that people with a growth mindset consistently outperform those with a fixed mindset. Believing you can improve makes you more resilient and creative in solving problems. As Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Technology leader Satya Nadella prioritized a growth mindset at Microsoft, turning employees into learn-it-alls instead of know-it-alls. During COVID, researchers even found that employees who embraced ideas like, I can get better at remote work, felt less stress, and stayed more productive than those who were thinking negatively. It's no wonder top companies like Microsoft now actively train for an always be learning mindset. Adopt the willing to learn mentality. If you catch yourself thinking, for example, I'm not good at X, reframe it to, I am willing to learn X, and be okay with feeling some discomfort. And instead of being afraid of failing, ask, what can I learn from this? An attitude of continuous learning will keep you adaptable and primed for new opportunities. Shift number 2, choose your attitude in adversity. Adversity does happen. Job losses, product failures, workplace conflicts, financial losses, other disappointments or challenges. What separates leaders who crumble from those who rise is attitude. When things go wrong, can you stay composed and find a path forward? Your mindset in a crisis can turn challenges into opportunities. Psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, wrote, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. In other words, you often can't control what happens, but you can control your response. If you look back at history's great leaders, you'll notice a common thread: their ability to turn hardship into resilience, finding meaning and opportunity, even when times were tough. Resilience isn't just self-help talk. It's now a top business priority. According to McKinsey and Company, resilience is the ability to deal with adversity, to withstand shock, and to adapt fast. They found that during the period of 2020 to 2021, resilient companies delivered 50% higher shareholder returns than their less resilient peers. These organizations prepared for challenges, disruptions, stayed flexible, and kept optimism alive amid the challenges. Train yourself in the moment of adversity to pause and ask, what's one thing I can do or control right now? Focus on that and encourage your team to view challenges as puzzles rather than roadblocks. That's why sayings like the obstacle is the way can be effective. By consciously choosing a positive, proactive attitude when the pressure is on, you'll respond with solutions instead of excuses. This attitude keeps you and your team moving forward when it matters most. Shift number 3, take ownership. If you want to lead, stop being a victim to circumstances. High-performing leaders adapt an attitude of ownership over their outcomes rather than blaming the market, the economy, circumstances, or people. This makes you proactive and more trusted as a leader. In other words, take 100% responsibility for your results. Own them. Psychologists talk about locus of control. People with an internal focus believe they influence their own destiny. Those with an external locus blame outside forces. And studies show people with an internal focus of control are generally more successful in all aspects of life. Why? Because they take initiative. In the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey expressed it as be proactive. In other words, it's about believing you're steering the course and not just along for the ride. Today's top leaders increasingly embody extreme ownership. This is a term popularized by former U.S. Navy SEAL officer Jocko Willink, and it means taking complete responsibility for everything in your world, regardless of circumstances, and refusing to blame others when things go wrong. McKinsey & Company emphasizes a lean forward or proactive posture for CEOs in uncertain times. Instead of accepting the hand they're dealt, winning leaders ask, how can I play this hand to win? For instance, during industry challenges, proactive executives don't wait to react. They preemptively reinvent business models. An example is when Netflix shifted to streaming before DVDs became obsolete. And keep in mind, an ownership mindset is contagious. Teams led by accountable leaders tend to take more initiative themselves. Take 100% responsibility for your results. As Jocko Willink says, leaders must own everything in their world. There is no one else to blame. This attitude pushes you to find solutions. For example, if a project fails, instead of saying the market was against us, ask, what could I have done differently? Encourage your team to embrace extreme ownership. By taking ownership, you'll start seeing more ways to solve problems. Remember, a proactive attitude isn't about being a victim or blaming yourself. It's about empowering yourself to make change. Shift number 4, stay positive and invest in mental well-being. Leadership is a mental journey, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. If your mind is weighed down by negativity or burnout, you just won't perform at your peak. The attitude you bring, optimistic or pessimistic, spreads to your team and directly impacts results. A positive mindset isn't about rainbows and unicorns. It's about maintaining the mental energy and clarity to lead effectively. And your attitude signals an energetic signature which others pick up on. Psychologist Martin Seligman studied sales professionals and found a stunning result. The most optimistic sales agents sold 37% more insurance than the pessimistic ones. Optimists also stayed in their jobs longer, while pessimists were more likely to quit under pressure. The lesson? Believing in positive outcomes and focusing on solutions results in tangible performance gains. Similarly, positive psychology research shows that practices like gratitude and positive self-talk improve resilience and creativity. Like Zig Ziglar once said, your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. Forward-thinking companies treat mental health and positivity as strategic assets. Why? Happy, balanced employees produce more. A 2019 Oxford University study confirmed that workers are 13% more productive when happy. No wonder that we've witnessed a proliferation in mindfulness programs, coaching, and mental health days at work. Companies recognize that a positive, healthy mindset isn't a soft benefit, but a performance multiplier. To cultivate the habit of optimism, start meetings by acknowledging wins to set a positive tone. For yourself and others, build a daily mindset reset, whether it's a 5-minute strategic pause or meditation, a quick gratitude list, or a workout. Treat your mental well-being like a key part of your job. When facing a challenge, consciously reframe your perspective by asking, what opportunity does this problem hide? This isn't naive cheerleading. It's training your brain to stay focused. By prioritizing a positive attitude and mental fitness, you'll make better decisions and keep your team motivated through the ups and downs. Shift number 5, lead with empathy. In high-stakes environments, it's easy to become overly authoritative and in charge. But here's the paradox. Often the most effective leaders lead quietly. Your attitude towards others, for example, whether you truly listen and empathize or just command and micromanage, directly affects trust, loyalty, and performance. An executive whose attitude communicates a willingness to learn from others and with others will unlock far more from their team than one who signals, I know better than you. Stephen Covey said, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Great leaders from Abraham Lincoln to modern day leaders share a common attitude of humility and curiosity. They listen more than they talk. Decades ago, Dale Carnegie taught that showing genuine interest in others wins you influence, a principle that hasn't changed. Adopting an attitude of empathy isn't about being nice for its own sake. It creates the psychological safety where people give you their best. Keep in mind that leadership is a people game, and your people won't go all in for someone who doesn't care about them. Today's workplace heroes are often the calm, empathic leaders who empower others. In fact, empathy is now recognized as a hard business skill because it impacts results. Research in 2021 by Catalyst found that employees with highly empathic senior leaders reported higher levels of creativity and engagement compared to those with less empathic leaders. And an Ernst & Young study reported 86% of employees feel that empathic leadership boosts morale. Ready to build your empathy muscle? In your next meeting, prepare to be an active listener. Really listen and ask open-ended questions that begin with who, what, where, when, or how, and actively listen to the responses. When a colleague or an employee shares a concern, mirror it back. For example, if they say something like, there isn't enough time to get this done, you can mirror back in a warm tone, not enough time. This shows you're really listening. Small shifts like this build trust. Leading with empathy doesn't mean that you're avoiding tough decisions. It means you'll make those calls with better and more information and a team that's working with you. Today, you learned 5 attitude shifts to conquer your mind and elevate your leadership. Number 1, embrace a growth mindset and a never stop learning attitude. Number 2, cultivate resilience by choosing a can-do attitude in the face of adversity. Number 3, take ownership. Take 100% responsibility for outcomes. Number 4, stay positive and prioritize mental well-being. And number 5, lead with empathy to build trust. These aren't quick fixes, but ongoing attitudes to integrate into your daily life. And I'm curious, which of these mindset shifts do you find the most challenging and why? Please let me know in the comments. Is it staying optimistic during challenging times? Or maybe remembering to slow down and listen? I'd love to hear your perspective because awareness is the first step to improvement. And if you received value from these insights, join my weekly newsletter. Every week, I share fresh mindset and career tips specifically for high-performing executives and leaders. It's free, it's actionable, and it's designed to give you an edge in your personal and professional growth. Don't miss out. Sign up via the link in the description and continue leveling up. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. You may find my recent video on burnout helpful, where I share 5 reasons you might be burning out and how to fix it. I'll leave the link in the description below, and I'll see you back here soon. I'm Stephanie Hessler.